Yo, what's good? Let me do a little something here before we get started. Let me do a little something.
I rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fans on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the result. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Yo, what's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? Sorry about being late, everybody. Sorry about running a little late, man. Good morning. Welcome to the Knicks Morning Drive. I'm your man, Uncle Freezy, your host. Uncle Freezy, it's good to see y'all. It's good to see y'all. It's good to see you. Did things a little backwards this morning. Kind of re-injured the back a little bit, so I'm playing a little hurt, so I did things a little backwards. But hopefully that won't throw everybody off too bad, because everything remains the same basically. So tonight, the Knicks take on the Orlando Magic. The Orlando Magic. Not really much to say here in terms of the Orlando Magic. Let me see how they've been the last 10 games. Oh, man. Oh, excuse me. Let me see if they played last night. No, they did not. The Orlando Magic did not play last night. All right. Let me go to standings. Let me go back here to standings. The Orlando Magic are 13-25, and they've lost 8 in a row. They are 2-8 in their last 10 games. That is interesting. That is interesting. Wayne Peterson, what's good? Ain't gonna lie to you. My energy is up, man, but my back is hurting. My back is hurt. So I'm limping through this like Pat Ewing. How y'all feeling out there? How y'all feeling out there? I'm all right. Felipe 210 is in the building. What's good? What's good, Felipe 210? All of a sudden, I have an addiction for water. Like I don't want to drink anything else. I just want to drink water. It's weird. It's weird, man. It's kind of odd. But so we have the Orlando Magic. They're 2-8 in their last 10 games. They've lost 8 in a row. They're coming into MSG, probably looking to turn it around. The Knicks are looking to bounce back after heartbreaking losses to um, the Brooklyn Nets and the Philadelphia 76ers, right? I'm a little frustrated about the losses to the Brooklyn Nets and the Philadelphia 76ers. And I'm not frustrated about the losses in a sense that, not in a sense that I felt like we should have dominated those teams and they snuck in a win against us. Not in that sense, but in a sense where I felt like we went into those games with nothing to lose, lost, and realized the losses were heavier than I anticipated. So basically, what I'm saying is we went in with nothing to lose and lost, and then realized that we did have something to lose. Basically. So subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, get us in front of some more people, y'all. We're trying to get the Blowing Shares family in front of more people. We're the most active Knicks content channel going. We're live streaming twice a day. For the most part, we try to be on time. For the most part, for the most part, we try to be on time. But sometimes, life happens. So, try to bring you different looks. Last night we posted what was it, the Knicks freestyle. Last night we posted Knicks freestyle, right? And that was dope, right? So I'm gonna share our link on Twitter. I'm gonna share our thing on Twitter so that where is it? So that others can find us. Where is it? Anyway, welcome to the Knicks Morning Drive. Chris Chang, what's good? Chris, what's good? Christian, what's good? So we have a Christian, a Chris, and a Chris Chang. What is going on? Chris Chang, I told you, Chris Chang. Chris Chang, I told you, dog. I told you, Chris Chang is the most popular name in the world. Shout out to all the Chris Changs. What's good? What's good? What's good? Juju 92, what's good? What's good? What's good? What's good, y'all? What's happening, party people? I miss y'all, man. I miss y'all, man. I wish in a perfect world, I could do the video chat just like this day and night. Day and night. Day and night. Yo, I wish I could do it day and night, man. You know what I'm saying? Man, my energy is up. Man, my back is killing me. Man, my back is killing me. I did something stupid at work. You know what I'm saying? I did not something stupid, but did something. I should have had somebody else do it, basically. Got frustrated. You know how you so basically I pulled a Julius Randle from last year. You know how there's a job to be done and you keep trying to explain it to people and nobody can get it. They're like, I don't. You said screw a light bulb in. You said You said take your hand, put the bulb in your hand. Why would you put the bulb in your hand? Like you trying to explain like simple jobs to people. like Julius Randle did last year. Like say for instance, screwing in a light bulb, right? You're like, yo, so I need for you to unscrew the old light bulb and put a new light bulb in there. And they ask you like dumb questions like, I mean, how do I do it? I can't see. It's dark in there. Of course it's dark, doofus. The light bulb is blown. Really? Come on. And they're like, oh, that's why it's dark in there. You're like, oh my God. Oh my God. What's going on here? What's really going on? Am I being pranked right now? Is kind of like how you ask yourself, like, are there cameras, hidden cameras somewhere? Y'all know how it is. A simple job needs to be done, and you ask somebody else to do it, and then the people you task to do it can't do it, and you're like, oh, but just get out of the way, let me do it. Kind of like Julius Randle did last year with the Knicks last year. Kind of what Julius Randle did last year, right? Like easy stuff. Like double teams would come at Julius Randle, and he would kick it out to Mo Harkless for three. There is no other human being within 50 feet of Mo Harkless, and Mo Harkless will shoot the worst looking brick you ever saw in your life. And Julius Randle's like, oh, or Julius Randle would see the double team coming, and he'd kick it out to Bobby Portis for the wide open shot, and Bobby Portis would dribble the ball straight back to Julius Randle and try to shoot over Julius Randle, Julius Randle's defender, Bobby Portis' defender, and a weak side defender instead of shooting the wide open three. And Julius Randle's like, why did you do that? Why, Bobby Portis? That's a blast from the past, right? Bobby Portis. I bet you y'all forget his tenure with the Knicks was so forgettable that you don't even remember him being a Knick. Some of y'all are like Bobby Portis. Didn't Bobby Portis sing that song Blue Magic that one time? No, man. Bobby Portis didn't sing a song called Blue Magic. He actually played basketball for the Knicks. Right? Right? Bobby Portis's tenure with the Knicks was so unforgettable. You're like, Bobby Portis, didn't he own that rib shack downtown? Porter's Ribs and Fries? No, no, no. Bobby Portis didn't own the rib shack, man. Bobby Portis played for the Knicks, but his time here was unforgettable. Un, I mean, I'm sorry, unmemorable, unmemorable, unmemorable is a better word. I'm sorry, not unforgettable. I have that song in my mind. Unforgettable. You know the song. You know the song. Point five, what's good? What's it, Ellis? What's good? I see you. I see you. What's it, Ellis sneaking in here? We getting Oladipo. Rockets are cooked. Oh my God. No. If we trade something valuable for Oladipo, I don't know what I'll do with myself. So my point is, I hurt myself at work doing something easy, but I was frustrated. I'm trying to explain an easy task to a doofus, and doofus is like, Uncle Freezy, why do you want me to? And this is just an example. Uncle Freezy, why do you want me to unscrew the light bulb before I put the new one in? I can't see in here. I need the light. You're like, doofus, there's only one light socket. You have to take the old one out before you put the new one in. And they're like, huh, that's strange. You would think they would have a socket for old broken lights and a socket for new light bulbs. No, doofus. Don't think, just do. Don't think, just do. Like you ever heard, Smart Alex? Smart Alex would say something crazy like, yo, don't do all the thinking. I don't pay you to think. I think you work. Smart Alex used to say stuff like that. I don't say, I don't berate people like that. I'm not condescending like that. But I do get frustrated. I won't lie to you. I won't lie to you. I do. I will get frustrated. Like I will get like, so like I try to explain to Hoodie Cab, right? So Hoodie Cab, when it comes to blowing tears, I'm the boss. I'm the boss, right? I'm the boss. I try to put a product out here that's dope for the people because I work for the people, right? So I'm the boss, but the people are my boss, right? The people boss me around. They want certain stuff, and you got to give the people what they want. Doom, doom, doom. Right? So when I talk to Hoodie Cab, I'm like, Hoodie Cab, we're not gonna do knocks at night. And so Hoodie Cab is like, hey, Anthony D, what's good? Hey, good to see you, brother. Hey, Anthony D, good to see you, man. So I explained to Hoodie Cab, we are not doing knocks at night. This is not the Knocks at Night podcast. So what Hoodie Cab does is like, Hoodie Cab is like, I, Captain, right? Hoodie Cab would be like, Roger that. And so what he'll say is, since I can't say number 20's name, I'm going to say number 20 and have this be the New York Knicks number 20 at night podcast. And so when I explained to Hoodie Cab, like Hoodie Cab, you're a smart guy, right? You're a very, very, very smart guy. You're a very, very, very smart guy. But what you did just now was too smart for your own good. Was too smart for our good, Hoodie Cab. And y'all stay with me because this is going somewhere, right? So this task that I have to do is equivalent to changing a light bulb, right? And so I'm like, hey, young fella, change the light bulb. So young fella is like, Roger that, Roger that, I got you. Aye, Captain, I got you. And then he gets in to the spot and says, hey, it's dark in here. Really? Is it dark in here? I wonder why. So he goes to the switch, turns the switch on. And I'm not gonna lie. The first time I walked in, when I see it dark, I'm like, hey, before I change this bulb, let me just make sure the switch is on. Clicks the switch up and down, 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 up and down. Nothing. So then he looks up at the bulb. I was like, hey. I'm like, hey man, twist it, just change the bulb. Hey, y'all get where I'm going here? Is it me changing a light bulb? Y'all notice how in depth I'm getting with changing this light bulb? Y'all notice how in depth this is and how long this is taking? Y'all get it now? Y'all get why I'm frustrated now? Prince Poti, what's good? What's good? Do I have the fist on the pick? Nah, not this one. Not this one. It's a silhouette though. It's a silhouette. Hey, I ain't gonna lie to you, dog. For about 40 or 45 years ago, I used to use this on my hair, on the hair on top. Now I use it on the chin. That lets you know how time flies. So anyway, Wayne Peterson. Wayne Peterson said it's time to give up the Dallas pick. They look good this year. Nah, 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 nah. 45 years ago, yeah, yeah. 45 years ago, dog, I had a head full of hair and no teeth. Top Notch T was good. I see you in here. Principal T was good. Hey, and so the thing with the changing the light bulb scenario is basically what I'm saying is you ask somebody to do an easy task, right? They turn it into an arduous task. They basically mess it up. They frustrate you, and before you know, otherwise, what's good? What's good? Salute, salute, salute. Right? And I know y'all want me to come in straight talking about Knicks. Y'all want me to come in hot talking about the Knicks. Y'all want me to come in low and fast talking about the Knicks. And we will. We're gonna get to that. Trust me. Trust. We're gonna get to that because I got some stuff on my mind and I want y'all to help me figure it out. And so, as a preview, some of y'all heard what I had to say last night. And I think some of y'all are still upset with the Uncle Freezy about some of the stuff I said last night. But you know what? So what? We in a relationship. Y'all my friends. We ain't always gonna agree. Y'all my friends. And we ain't always gonna agree. And you know what? If you ain't my friend right now, get out of here. If you ain't my friend, peace. I know some people like, who do you think he is telling me that we yo, Robert Paul was good. Chris Chang is back in the building. We can't get enough of the the Polaroid hat is back here behind me. I think I might need to retire it. I'm thinking no cap. I'm thinking about I'm serious. I'm thinking about changing up the studio because I see successful Knicks YouTubers have stuff in their background, like legit stuff. They official. They have like Knicks jerseys and Clyde Frazier Pumas and Emmy Awards and all types of stuff in their background. And I got the teddy bears and a duck. Right. So does that make me different from them? She says facts. Trust me. I'm gonna get into the Knicks stuff, right? I'm gonna get into the Knicks stuff. Yeah, Emmy Awards or whatever they call them. I saw Alan Hahn. I watched Alan Hahn, and I don't know Alan Hahn, right? I don't know Alan Hahn, and he don't know me. But so what? But in his background, he's got books, like a bookshelf, and Emmy Awards, and a whole bunch of stuff. And in my background, I have teddy bears, and they're not even mine, by the way. They're not even mine. My original setup was in a different area of the premises. And due to issues, work-related issues, I have to kind of get into a quiet place. And this is probably the quietest place on the premises for me to do my thing. Yeah. I'm thinking about changing it though. What do y'all think I should add? What do y'all think I should add as my background? Somebody give me some suggestions. What should I put back here? What should I put back here? Somebody give me some suggestions and some good ones too. I want y'all thinking. Should I put should I put up a Frank Ntilikina jersey? I know y'all will love that. I know y'all will love that. I know y'all will love, oh my, a Frank Ntilikina jersey. I know y'all will love that, right? A Frank Ntilikina jersey. Is that what y'all want me to put back there? Somebody give me some ideas. Stop drinking so much coffee and give me some ideas. Let me click on that. Time out. She's like, hell no. Somebody give me some ideas for some background. What I should put back there? A Lawrence Tier fat head right over the teddy bears. Bam. Put the Lawrence Tier's logo in the background. Hey, so I'm working with CP the artist on branding. Y'all remember us having that conversation? CP the artist and myself. And I was like, CP the artist, I don't want you putting hot metal on my arm. Remember that? So CP the artist and myself have been working together for about a week for an official um branding. We're working on a branding campaign. Something that'll be dope. Anthony D said, due to Queen Mocha evicting you, hence why you are rooming with the three pink. Hey, look, Anthony D. Hey, and the duck. You see it? Anthony D and the duck. Look, do you see the smirk on the duck's face? You see the smirk on the duck's face back there? That's funny, right? So yeah, so the reason why I'm in here is because Mocha keeps because okay. So I promise I'm gonna get back to the light bulb story, and I'm gonna get back to the Orlando Magic, and I'm gonna get to the topic that upset everybody last night on the Knicks morning on Knicks at Night podcast. And also I also want to get back to um I also want to get back to um let me see something here. I just noticed something. Let me see. Yo, I don't really have that many mods. I don't have that many. Hold on. I don't have that many. I'm gonna work on the mods thing with the next morning drive. Cause at night I have a few mods at night, but I'm gonna work on the mods thing after I finish telling these four stories at once. So I have four stories going on at one time. The Orlando Magic, the light bulb, the thing that made y'all mad, and why I'm in here with the three little bears. Right. So the reason why I'm in here, Frederick, what's good? I see you. The reason why I'm in here with the three bears is because um I was in the living room, you know what I'm saying, and Miss Mocha, does these conference call like these international conference calls with all these people that are important and speak different languages and all this stuff, and they are important, whatever her work. Like we're different, right? So she works for an international company. I ain't gonna say who, right? But she works for an international company, and they have all this important stuff going on. And I'm a kick around her. You know what I'm saying? I'm a kick around her. I'm a hands-on dude. Like just go work for my. You know what I'm saying? And y'all know how it is. Like I'm lucky in that respect, right? I'm just a kick around her. Like if you need some stuff to be done, I'll come do your stuff. I'm gonna charge your eyeballs out now. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get the paper. I'm gonna charge your eyeballs out, right? When I come, you're gonna have the job will be well done, right? And take some people, whatever. But so she's working from home now, right? And so during her meetings, all her international friends are hearing Alfred Payton can't shoot. And so they're asking, like these sweet Italian ladies are asking Miss Mocha, who is Alfred Payton? Who is Frank? Who is Frank Ntilikina? You know what I'm saying? And so Miss Mocha's like, can you please stop yelling? Can you please show some etiquette? And I'm like, etiquette? Who you talking? I'm Mr. Etiquette. And as soon as she turned her back, I'm screaming, pounding the table, like RJ Barrett can shoot. RJ Barrett is special. And her co-workers from the Netherlands are like, who's RJ Barrett? You know what I'm saying? Hence, I'm in a room full of teddy bears and a duck that has a smirk on his face. Damn smirky ass duck. There, hey, where's the duck at? There he is. The duck. Oh, I'm sorry. The duck with the smirk on his face. I'm in a room with a duck with a smirk on his face, everybody. So that's why I'm in here because I try not to be loud, but y'all get me riled up and I can't help myself. Even though I know what not to do, I still do it anyway by accident. Right. So, so I know, hey man, I know. See him? Smirky. You see Smirky the duck? Smirky the duck. Who buys a duck with a smirk on his face? And who buys a teddy bear that's real touchy? You see how touchy he is? That white teddy bear is a pervert. Or him and the pink bear have a special relationship. Whatever, however you want to see it. But let's talk about these next. Right. So tonight we have to knock off the Orlando Magic. Right. We have to knock off the Orlando Magic. Not because we need to get back to 500, but because we have to do we have to get in this mindset where if a team is not playing winning basketball, they can't get right against us. Right? We have to lay down a certain law. We have to lay down a certain law. Cornerstone, Kev.
Hey, bro, how you feeling, man?
Man, my back is killing me. And then this duck behind me has a smirk on his face. Smirky the duck.
see,
And
this is when we need to be rich and have our own private masseuse. You know what I'm saying?
right, right, right.
That's what we need.
Or
Like,
or 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 young people can stop asking for a raise every other day and do some damn work.
oh,
How about
it's
that?
millennials, man,
How about that? Stop asking
millennials,
for a raise every other day. Like you legit like, yo,
millennials,
Uncle Freezy, the PlayStation 5 is out and I don't have enough money.
and
What does that have to do with Uncle Freezy?
you got
Right?
to work for it, man. You got to work for it, man.
Cornerstone, please answer this question for me. Answer this question for me. Right? And this is not a guitar question because I legit have Jolene right over there in the corner. I am learning how to play guitar, right?
Yeah,
I'm learning how to play. It's an acoustic guitar, You know what I'm saying? That
Hey man, we gotta have a hobby. We gotta have a hobby, man.
right.
We gotta have a hobby.
Yeah. So the thing I like about guitar is there are certain sounds that you can make with a guitar that you just can't go. You can't live without guitar, right?
Absolutely.
I no lie, no lie, and I promise I'm gonna get back on topic, right?
No, it's all right. No,
I'm gonna
take your
get back.
time, man.
But there are certain things like to me, the bass guitar is the greatest instrument ever created, right? And people are like, no, man, the violin, the drums, or whatever. But when I hear certain um for instance, when I hear this song by Bob Marley called "I Shot the Sheriff,"
Yeah.
right? To me,
Yes.
top 3 song ever created. "I Shot the Sheriff" because the music is dope, the singing is dope, and the lyrics to the song are just like a once in a lifetime convergence of thought and relevance, poignancy, all at once, right? On top of a great bass line, right? And you might not know it. I know you don't know what a bass line is and what bass line does to songs or whatever.
No,
You know what I'm
I
saying?
do. Yeah.
But man, listen, "I Shot the Sheriff." If for those of y'all listening to me, if you get a chance, listen to "I Shot the Sheriff" by Bob Marley, right? Or 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 listen to um oh, what's the song? What's the song by Sugar Hill Gang? The first song.
Rappers Delight. Rappers Delight.
What was the Chic song they used for Rappers Delight?
Boom, 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 boom. And you know who that was from, right? You know where that beat line was from, right? Chic.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's what I said. Good times. That's the name of the song.
Good times.
That's what I was, yeah. So listen to so you understand where I'm coming from about how a good bass line can turn just a regular song into a classic.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Absolutely.
man.
But when you talk about those beat bass lines, I'm gonna give you three brothers that are probably the best bass players that they are.
Right.
And I'm gonna save the last one, the best one for last. You got well, actually, these three don't really need to be in order because they're all 3 of them are great. One unfortunately passed away. That's I forget his first name, but his last name is Johnson from the Brothers Johnson.
Brothers Johnson? You think I don't know who that is?
What's his first name?
Oh, Fred. I don't know. I can't remember. I can't remember, but I know a dude from Brothers Johnson.
Verdine White.
Yeah, for Earth, Wind, and Fire.
And my last one, who is my favorite, Bootsy Collins.
Oh, Bootsy Collins. So he played guitar on this song that people don't even know he was on it. So it's this song by D-Light called "Groovers in the Heart." Right?
Yes, sir.
Bootsy Collins.
She requested him to be on there.
Yes.
She requested him.
Yes.
And this is how you know Bootsy Collins is big time. I was listening. I like to look at a lot of political shows and everything.
Right.
The second lady and Kamala Harris was on there, and one of the news casters that she was doing an interview for asked her what's your favorite music. So of course she said funk, but she said my favorite artist was Bootsy Collins.
Wow. So
where's Bootsy from? Parliament Funkadelic.
Yes. And you know him. They used to play for James Brown also.
Yes, sir.
Him and his brother used to play for James Brown also.
Yes, sir. And that's when George Clinton, once him and his brother Catfish were
Right.
playing for James Brown.
Right.
Once they left,
Right.
they mingled around for like maybe a couple of years,
Right.
but it was George Clinton
Right.
that brung him on. He said, "Listen, I'm gonna get your band started, but
Right.
I'm gonna need you to roll on me with this with what I'm doing here."
Right.
And Bootsy said, "No problem." Once they got Mothership Connection off, once they
Right.
got Flashlight off, he
Right.
said, "All right, what do you want?" He
Right.
said, "Well, I want to do Bootsy's Rubber Band."
Right. Right.
And that's how it all, and the rest was all history.
Right. And people, and so what we don't realize, and this is, and we're gonna get back to the next show, I promise.
Yeah.
But what people don't realize is funk didn't start in places that you think. You would think funk would start in a New York nightclub or something. Funk started in places like Ohio and Oakland, California. The Oakland stroke is real.
Yes.
Like people think. I'm like, yo, name some famous artists from Oakland, California, and people like MC Hammer. Man, are you serious? Are you serious, MC Hammer?
Has anybody even heard of Sheila E?
Sheila E. How about Sly and the Family Stone?
Sly and the Family Stone.
How about that? How about
that?
How about Graham Central Station?
Graham Central Station. And he was another one. Larry Graham. I forgot about him. Larry Graham was another one. All three of those guys that I named, looked up to him.
Right.
Looked up to him.
Right. That's what I'm saying. And Larry Graham can dress.
Oh, please. Millennials don't know about him. Millennials don't know about anybody that was born. And I'm going to be kind. Anybody that was born 95 and up don't know about these guys that we just named.
Right.
And I'm going to tell you something else. We were talking about where funk really, a lot of these places where funk originated from.
Right.
Funk also originated from my hometown here in Plainfield, New Jersey. That's where George Clinton's from.
Right. I know this.
Between Plainfield and Newark.
Right. I know this. Man, listen, I'm a music historian.
I know you are.
Right.
Absolutely.
And so I'm gonna tell you something else. So, I got two things. So for one, funk, and so this area of Ohio where a bunch of groups are from, like Levert, the Ohio Players. A bunch of groups are originally from that area.
Yes.
Right? It's like right outside Cleveland. It's like between Cleveland and Dayton. There's a bunch of groups that are from the area.
Isn't Heatwave from Ohio?
They may be. I know their lead guitar is from Germany. But the group themselves maybe in terms of Oakland, you're talking about your In Vogues, your Tonys, your Sly and the Family Stone.
Sly and the Family Stone.
Oh, your Sheila E. Man, there's so many.
So many, man. So many. So many. And I forgot Newark with Kool and the Gang.
Yes. Yeah.
Summer Madness.
Yeah.
Before JT Taylor got there.
Yeah. I have a story, a Kool and the Gang story, right? And so everybody is so they're like, oh man, it's story time with Uncle Freezy already. Yes.
Hey, yes, man.
So my mom and pops split up, right? My mom and pops split up. I was sad and mad and angry. I felt like it was my fault. I felt like if I had been a better kid, my parents would have stayed together. Right. Mm-hmm. But I was naive. When you're a kid, you think stupidly like that.
Yeah.
Like, So, but my pops rents a place from Miss Newton. Miss Newton went to church with my Uncle Eddie, who was married to my pop's sister, Anamina. Right.
Okay. Yeah.
So we go. They like, yo. Hey, so everybody like, oh man, they know Kool and the Gang or whatever. So what happens is I go see my pops and I can see all these cars in the street, double parked or whatever. Nice
Wait,
cars, nice
hey,
cars.
were any of them Cadillacs or Buicks?
Oh, bro, it was like the cars. It was like the Cadillac Eldorados
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
and the Lincoln Mark IVs.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
sir. Yes,
So
sir.
the Thunderbirds, the long Thunderbirds,
Yeah.
the
Yes, sir.
Buick Rivieras. You know, but
Yes.
so we go in the backyard. I'm a little shorty, right? I'm walking around. Everybody like, yo, there they go, there they go. It's cool in the game, cool in the game. I go and so they go cool right there. And I walk up to it, no lie, no lie. I walk up to him. I'm like, hey, you ain't cool. You ain't cool from Cool in the Gang. Cause the dude from Cool in the Gang looked like such and such. That ain't you. Right. So I'm a shorty. Right. I thought the group had to be named after the lead singer. I didn't know that it was Cool's group and he brought a group together and the lead singer was just a part of the
It's
group.
just a part of the group. Yeah, man.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
No,
So
absolutely.
the first words out of his mouth is, well, you must be Uncle Freezy. I heard about you. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And so I'm saying, you heard about me. I ain't heard nothing about you. You know what I'm saying? But I'm a shorty. I'm like 8, right? And
Mhm.
he's like, Uncle Freezy, you know who I am? I'm famous. And I'm like, you ain't famous. I'm famous. I hit a home run last night in Little League. You know what I'm saying? I'm just talking that noise. You know what I'm saying? And so he like, hey man, we got a record on the radio right now. And I'm like, well, you might be famous, and this is me now, because
Yeah.
during that time, the hottest thing on the radio to me was the Jackson
Uh-huh.
5, was the
Right.
Jackson 5, right?
Right.
I'm like, well, you famous, but you ain't Michael Jackson. And he like, Michael Jackson? Michael Jackson don't play no instruments. We play funk. We funky.
Yes.
We play funk. We funky.
Yes. Yes,
And right,
man.
and this is before. Now, no lie, this is before they rattle off a whole string of hits. Like
Mhm.
this is like a year before they turn R&B and rattle off like 25 hits
Yeah.
in a row.
Yeah.
This is before Celebration and
Right.
Fresh
Right.
and all
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
This is before.
This is Summer Madness.
Right.
This is Hollywood Swinging.
Yep.
This is
Yep.
Jungle Boogie,
Yep.
and this is Can't Get Enough
Oh,
of that funky stuff.
Yeah.
This is that that time and everything. And I remember because my dad had the album something light, where it was like two guys and then the world on the album cover. Then when you opened it up, they were like at a concert or something like that, playing to a live audience, and they had everybody out there. I'll give you something else. I used to work for Cool's brother, Khalees Ronald.
Right.
In Montclair for a little bit.
Okay.
And and I got to meet Cool, DT, who else? Charles Smith, who unfortunately had passed away and everything. He was the lead guitarist, for them. But I got to meet, all of them. They were cool brothers. They were cool brothers. I wish you could have worked out a little bit more. But back then I didn't have I didn't have guitars back then like I do now. But yeah, man, I was in the studio and everything. I was my first time in an actual recording studio, and because he had it at his house, at his house and everything. So and that was a cool time and everything. They was, yo, man, people call me and you and other people old heads. Well, sometimes you got to rely on those old heads to to know where you're going.
Right, and so the thing about it is I treasure those moments now. Like I like telling the Cool Gang stories, because for one, it lets you know that I'm not one of those people that's like I'm a ham for the camera. Like when we taking pictures, I'm legit trying to get in the pictures.
Yeah,
right?
man.
So I'm a ham for the camera and for the live stream, but I'm not an egomaniac. right, right. So I met a lot of famous people. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Oh yeah.
During my short life, man, met a lot of famous people.
Yeah.
And the fortunate part for me is that the stories are memorable enough for me to share them with others. Like the Cool in the Gang thing, like no
Yeah.
lie. So no lie. So they remember me from that. So he knew me because I had a reputation then from being the smart lip kid that everybody used to like because I used to be the little kid with the smart lip. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of like you remember Arnold from Different Strokes?
Yes.
Hey man, I hate to say
Yes.
it. I hate to say it, man, but that was kind of like how I was back then. But anyway, so I had a little reputation, and then over the years, I would see them off and on, or whatever.
Okay.
So, and they'd be like, hey, man, we got this album we about to put out, and it's gonna be the greatest album of all time. And I would say something like, so the ice cream truck down the street. I'd be like, legit. I legit look at my father and be like, I don't know about that greatest album of all time, Jazz, but Pops, the ice cream truck is down the street. And he'd be like, so? And I'd be like, give me some money. You know what I'm saying? Like they legit, Kool and the Gang legit was proud of their album is being mixed at the moment.
Yeah.
And I'm telling these cats to give me some money for the ice cream truck.
To the ice cream truck. I miss the ice cream truck, man. I totally miss the ice cream truck, man. When you hear it, you just run out. Whether if they were selling the ice cream on the sticks and everything, the good humor ice cream, or the Italian ice,
Or the icy truck.
Yes. The one that had it was either Little Jimmy or that penguin.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was either one of those two and everything. Hey, AD, how you feeling, man? It's good to see you.
Hey, good morning, Kev. How you doing, brother? Good
I'm doing pretty good. Any chance you can put that, go watch in the envelope and mail it to me, man?
I'm gonna try to retire it, so I'm gonna try to do it for you.
I love it, man. Cool.
Crazy. What's good, baby?
Hey, man, how you doing?
I'm doing all right, but I had to jump on because I heard, Kool in the Gang.
Yeah, man.
Summer Madness is a record I play every end of March just to kick in the season.
Yeah.
Because that's me. Yeah. Two records I always play. I always play that and the Fresh Prince. Okay. Summertime. That means summer around the corner.
Yeah.
So now it's that time.
Yeah. Now, AD, on that Summer Madness, did you have a single or did you have the full album?
To be honest, I had the single, and in later years I got the live version.
You got a live version, okay.
Yeah, the live version. I think the live version is like 10 minutes long.
Yes.
Okay. The live version is crazy.
Yeah.
They go, and I didn't even realize it was Kool in the Gang that sung that song, because we know Kool in the Gang from all those, those 80s hits.
Right.
The R&B
hits. Right.
Joanna and all those,
Ladies Night.
Ladies Night, yeah.
Yes. That's a group that is totally lost in time. You never hear anyone talk about that group right there. That's a group that was a big, actually, they come from the 70s, those big bands.
Right.
And just that whole, when people actually played live instruments, and could play live and could play instruments. So that was a monster group. I really loved that group right there. That was definitely,
Yeah. And it's a travesty. It's a travesty that they're not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame yet. That's one of those groups that should have been there.
You see, it's a travesty if you give the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame any credence.
Right.
True.
Right.
It's and I hate to disrespect, or seem like I'm belittling someone's career accomplishments, but your career accomplishments is the soundtrack in my mind, in everybody's mind, that you can remember a time when this record came on, or that year when, you know, when you got your first dance. You know what I'm saying? Like, I still remember my first dance was to Reason's Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's cool, man.
You know,
that's cool. That's cool.
Yep.
That's your
cool.
accomplishment.
That's
These so-called experts that come up with the greatest song in 100 years and the top this, top that, whatever. Don't nobody really care. Only people who really care is those who want to watch TV.
Right.
Don't nobody really care about. No, I never do. That's why with the latest where this person was inducted, that person was inducted, I never paid any mind at all, because you were already solidified, during those times, for a person like myself that used to spend a lot of time in the car. Yeah. You were already solidified in the car.
Right.
That was just it. So
that was validation right there.
Absolutely.
That was validation, because I remember during that same time period, there were a bunch of songs, right? A bunch of songs that when you heard them, they were like songs that you knew you were going to remember for the rest of your life because they meant something to you. Like the first time I heard this song, Night Shift by the Commodores, I was like, you know what? That song right there is different, right? That song is different. There was what's the song? It was Sarah Smile by Hall & Oates.
Ooh.
So the first time I heard that, I was like, what is that?
Yeah.
That right there is nice. My pops bought this record home one time, no lie. He had a brown paper bag and a record under his arm. And he came in the door. I was like, what's good, Pops? You know what I'm saying? He was like, hey, I just got this thing from this record from the record store. And so I pull it out, and it's Larry Graham, right? And the title of it is 1 in a Million by Larry Graham. He like, hey, put that cut on. And so I call myself the expert. Like, I would line up all the albums in alphabetical order and go pick out the record he want me to play, and I'll put the record on, you know what I'm saying, and pick up the little arm and then put it on the joint. And I never forget the first time I heard Larry Graham's voice, I was like, wow, this is like velvet. Oh my goodness, this right here is special. This right here is legit special, right? Certain music, when you hear it, you're like, yo, I can't do without this right here. This is part of my life right now. And there was some songs that were unmemorable. There were some songs that were unmemorable, but some, the first time you heard them, you were like, oh yeah, this right here is something different. Because I remember putting on Michael Jackson's Off the Wall album, right? My uncle was like, just put it on and let it play.
As you say, one of the, because I heard you guys mention in Heat Wave, which is another group that was, they had so much tragedy that happened to them over time. They had so much tragedy, but they were so talented. And one, I can't remember which one. I think the gentleman from Germany, he then went on to, I think he signed with Motown then became a singer-songwriter, and he penned a few of those joints to Michael Jackson off that Off the Wall album.
You're talking about Heat Wave, right? And you're talking about you're right, AD. I forget the guy's name, but yeah. But the thing about it was, he tried to give that to the group, and they were like, they passed on it. So it's
like, this is whack. I remember that story. I remember that.
The lead singer Michael kind of riffed like him as he got older.
Right.
And he thought, that this was a heat wave record, but sometimes, it's what's not good for you, it's good for another person. And Michael jumped on those records, and Off the Wall is what Off the Wall became. But Heat Wave was Heat Wave, Always and Forever. When the party get dark, once the party slows down, the part, where there's no more fast records gonna be played, and the party get dark.
Right.
And you throw on the Heat Wave, Always and Forever. And, you all in somebody's ear, girl. You my everything. You about to drop your best lines. That's it right there. So, those groups. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, and you know what? And so it is so I promise y'all, I'm gonna get back to the Knicks stuff. But since we going down this road, I just wanted to. But you know what though? Back then, you had to have an A game to have a girlfriend, bro. It wasn't. Hey, I see dudes nowadays, bro. I'm like, and I tell them, and so I tell them, right, and they'll be like, oh man, here come so here go their favorite line. They like to say whatever. Oh, here come Fred Sanford. Yo, come on, dog. I'm not really Fred Sanford, right? I'm Uncle Freezy, but they like, here come Fred Sanford. Here he go. He about to tell us what young people doing wrong. I'm like, dog. First of all, if your girl got a flat tire, why you telling her to call her pops when you supposed to be her man?
Absolutely.
What is going on?
In all honesty, I think guys today have it much easier to try and talk to that girl and keep that girl than we had when we were growing up. We didn't have the internet.
Right.
We didn't have a cell phone.
Right.
We had to write everything down on a piece of paper. You're like, let me get your number. Then you had to find a pen, paper to write down the number.
And they have way more access. They have way more access. Way more access without parental supervision, which is why the younger folks are in the mix the way they are now.
Yes. Right. Yes.
Because you could just go around an older person and do what you want to do.
Yeah. Right. You could call a person now and actually see them. Whereas for us, if we had if your boy said, "Hey, Freeze," or "Hey, AD, I got this girl I want you to meet, man. Here's her number and everything. Give her a call." And then once you meet her, you're like, "Oh my God, who is it? Who'd you set me up with?"
Right, and you might not see her for a month. You might spend a month on the phone with her.
Yeah,
before you see her, if you live like cross town or something.
Yeah, but if she's ugly, you're like,
you won't know until
you won't know until you know.
But that's where your decorum came in.
Yeah,
because you got to change it up real quick, not to hurt someone's feelings.
Right.
And before the word friend zone came out, you had to know how to put them in that friend zone real, quickly enough where everything was all right, and you may even took the number just to let the evening go by.
Yeah.
Right.
And no hard feelings at the end of the night.
Exactly. So
your development skills have to come in. These people don't know. I saw one night I used to work in the city and so forth. So I'm coming home and I'm watching, because I people watch. So I'm watching this young man and this young lady, and some things, with the young people, I applaud them, and some things wrong is just wrong. So his pants is halfway down, his bottom and so forth.
Right.
And what a lot of the young cats don't understand is that when your pants is that far down, it affects the way you walk, because it is impossible to hold your pants up unless you have on suspenders inside of your coat or something that no one can see.
Right.
So you kind of waddle, right? And I'm watching them, and I'm like, dude, you got more dip in your hip than your lady does.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But then it hit me, and I said, you know why? Because she didn't tell him that's not cool.
Right.
She allows him to approach her and be on the street like that with her because somewhere in her mind, she thinks it's cool.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Or,
and if she
or at least acceptable. At least acceptable.
yes.
Right.
And I say it, I think I said it to a family member, and I pointed out those particular pieces right there. And I said, well, this is why it's not cool, because you're spending the whole night pulling up your pants.
Right.
Uh-huh.
You're going like this, like in an exercise motion, because why? No matter how you tighten that belt,
Right.
it is scientifically impossible to keep those pants on your thigh, hip area, wherever you want it to stay, because natural movement is going to make it fall down.
Right. Man, I'm old school to my heart.
Old school.
And
there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong at all.
No, it's because every generation has its time.
Right.
I love that, 80. Every generation has its time.
Yeah, every generation.
I'm copying that from you.
Right.
And I remember saying on another show, I said, well, some of the times why younger people don't respect older people, because we don't know when to exit the stage.
Right.
When it was my time, when it was my time, the older people in my family and stuff, they wasn't trying to invade, trying to go to the party with me.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to hang out with me, and vice versa. It's somebody else's time, and I'm not trying to hang out with them because it's your time. It's your time to be on the stage.
Yeah. Right. Yep, exactly.
Pretty simple. So, but everybody got to learn. At some time, everybody got to learn.
But it seems as if the learning is different. Like with no lie, with me when I was coming up, man. When I was a little shorty, I used to watch TV. I used to see dudes like Sidney Poitier, right? And Sidney Poitier used to wear those suits, boy.
Yeah.
Sidney Poitier used to be like, he'd be clean, boy. You know what I'm saying?
He was the definition. He was I forget the word I used before, but he was the quintessential of cool.
Yeah, he was words that I ain't never heard of, like suave and debonair.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Words that you don't hear nowadays.
No, you don't.
I used the example of Billy D. Williams in Lady Sing the Blues at the top of the staircase where he had the 3-piece suit on. He was fly, boy. And not over the top fly. Not over the top, but just, you know what I'm saying, clean. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I used to see that and I'd be like, man, I'm gonna be that right there. Billy D. Williams. And Lady Sing the Blues. Come on, man.
You mentioned that before, but you forgot the scene. The scene is, you want my hand to fall off.
Come on.
Yeah.
That's it.
Come on.
That's it right there. No breaking, no nothing. And she had to take that money because why? Because my hand was gonna fall off.
Yeah. Yeah, he was cool. He is cool. Man. He is cool. Cool. You know who passed, man? I just found out. Who was the black guy from Alien? He also played in James Bond movie. No, the James Bond movie, Live and Let Die. It's like an African name a little bit. Yaphet.
Yaphet Kotto.
Yeah. He passed. He passed, and I want to give you. I'm going to give you a little, give you Hollywood trivia. Well, not trivia, but he was actually asked to be Lando Calrissian in The Empire Strikes Back.
Really?
Yeah, and he turned it down, and they gave it to Billy D. Williams.
Get out of here!
And I'm going to give you a better one. He was asked to do Star Trek: The Next Generations. He was supposed to be Captain Picard.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Y'all
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And they gave it to Picard. And they gave, I mean, dag, I forget the guy's name. Patrick Stewart. They gave it to Patrick Stewart.
Oh, wow.
But you were going to have your first black captain of the Enterprise.
Right.
He turned it down. He regrets it too and everything. But yeah, he passed 2 days ago. So
He
Oh,
has,
man.
yeah.
in peace, he has a long
Yeah.
theatrical history,
Yes.
and a lot of movies. A movie that a lot of people, have, we haven't seen in a long time. It's on YouTube. It's the Denmark VC story.
The Denmark VC story. I'm gonna copy that down. The Denmark VC story.
Yeah,
Okay.
we got to check that out.
Yeah.
He's
Denmark VC story.
that's on YouTube. He
Okay.
has a lot of great movies.
Okay. Okay.
Co-starring roles that people don't remember that he
They didn't.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
rest in peace.
Rest in peace, man.
Yeah.
He was 80 something. He was 80 something.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
At
Yeah. So
least,
he
was
Yeah.
at least be in his 80s. Yeah.
Yeah. Man.
I say if you are blessed enough to live to like your 80s or 90s, I think you've lived you've lived a good life.
Right.
You've really lived a good life because you've seen pretty much everything. And if you live to be 100, man.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So Kev, so what happened to Styles? I don't know what happened to Styles.
Styles? Who's Styles? Who you talking about?
In general, just style in general. Like for example, right?
Well, AD still got style. I like the suit the Adidas outfit he wear.
No, that's fine. No, that's
and got the gold watch to go with it. Shoot, man.
Yeah. No, that's fly. But what I'm saying is there was a time where we dressed for occasion.
Yes.
Now we don't dress for occasion anymore.
No.
Dressing one outfit matches all occasions, right? Like
Yeah.
I went to a wedding. Excuse me. I went to a wedding about.
I know where you're going. Go ahead. I know where you're going.
About 5 years ago, right?
Yeah.
Was it 5 years ago? About 5 years ago. Dog, with the dresses that the bridesmaid had on, I'm like, hey man, y'all could have picked. Whatever happened to classic style? You know what I'm saying? Like whatever happened to being elegant? You know what I'm saying? Whatever happened to dudes dressing up and being debonair? You know what I'm saying? Like not only picking out a suit,
Yeah.
but knowing how to wear a suit.
Well, here's the thing.
Right.
Here's the thing. I told them. Go ahead, AD. Go ahead.
If you never had someone, as you mentioned that, as Kev, with watches and stuff, the first time I really got dressed up on my own to go out, my step pops at the very end of the day, he was like, "You're missing something," and he gave me his gold watch.
Oh wow.
Right.
Oh wow.
Yeah, when I put on his gold watch from that day forward, I never liked the leather band or another type of band watches.
Right.
Or white gold or silver or something like
that. Yeah.
Because it just topped it off.
Yeah.
And I made sure when I came back home that night to put down his watch, because it was only a loaner until the next day. We're going over the party and stuff like that. And he said, "Why'd you put down the watch?" And I was like, "Because you brought it back." He was like, "No, I gave that to you."
Right. Oh wow.
Yeah. Wow. What
Wow.
about the other AD? What about the other band? This is going back in the 70s where you could actually like twist it. It was like a slinky type band where you know what I'm talking about, Uncle Freeze?
Yeah, he had one of. Those older cats. They had stuff like that because their aim was to dress for the ladies.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Their aim, straight up and down, was to dress for the ladies. He had a 10 on 10 Buick Park Avenue.
Wow.
Right.
Brand new.
Nice.
My grandfather never drove anything besides the big body Cadillac.
Wow.
Okay.
So he went from one caddy to another caddy to like his whole life. As soon as he could afford a Cadillac, That was it.
That was it. Right.
That was it. And it was clean.
Of course.
Yeah, you couldn't back then. You couldn't eat in a man's. You couldn't eat or slam a man's door.
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
No.
That was guaranteed. That was guaranteed not getting back in the car.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
So
right. You couldn't smoke in people's car. You couldn't eat in people's car.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, come on. I mean, I need some help right here. So I need some help from somebody in the chat. I know y'all remember what I'm talking about. Where like my pops had a silver deuce and a quarter, right? Clean, boy, clean. Right?
Clean.
And I remember I left crayons and he was so mad. If he could have got his hands on me, he would have choked my tongue out, right? I left crayons in his back window. You know the little in the back window.
Yes.
And they melted on my
Yes.
And he was going to work and I was still like in the bed, because he worked at 4 or whatever. And he get up, go to work. He'd leave like 4:15 in the morning. And I heard him yelling like, Uncle Freezy! And I wake up and I'm like, I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble. Because my pops wasn't a yeller. You know what I'm saying? Back then, my uncle, they would yell, they argue, but they be playing like they'd be like, I remember them arguing over who was better, Clyde Frazier or Earl of Pearl Monroe. You crazy. You crazy. That boy from the Baltimore Bullets, you couldn't guard him in the phone booth. All of how they.
Yeah, man. Yep.
And so, but man, I heard my pops yell, and I was like, yeah, I'm dead. I'm good and dead.
Things were hard to come by.
Yeah.
So you had to, which is the same lessons when you went to church. You got to take your church clothes off when you got home.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
They got relaxed.
Yeah.
They got relaxed. Things is hard to come by. We just can't just replace them when you think we need to replace them.
Right. You talk about style, like when the wedding that I went to, I mean, I saw some dudes, have like polo shirts and like pants and everything. I said to myself, I'm not doing that. I went straight to Macy's. And I told Yolanda, I said, I'm going to get a suit for this wedding.
Right.
Because this is like the only time, other than a job interview, but this is like the only time that you really get to dress up. You get dressed up for a wedding. You get dressed up, unfortunately, for a funeral. You get dressed up for, like maybe a sweet 16, for your nieces and nephews or a friend or whoever. You should want to have style and want to, dress up and everything. Right. And I got it. And my suit was fly, man. I got so many compliments on it. My suit was fly.
Absolutely.
I used to sell insurance, right?
Yeah.
So I used to sell insurance, right? And so I'm a big guy, right? When people see me, their initial impression is like, man, this is a big dude. You know what I'm saying? They how people judge you on first sight or whatever. Especially and so I'm not throwing shade at anybody, and
no, not at all. But style.
But like when the little white girls see me, right? They're like, oh my God, that's a big black dude. You know what I'm saying? Or a big black guy or whatever. And but when we start talking, after we talk for a while or whatever, and they get to know me, like they get like we disarm each other, you know what I'm saying, with conversations or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Or like the older black ladies will see me, right? The older black ladies will see me coming. They're like, oh my God, he's so big. You know what I'm saying? And they be nervous. And then I start talking to them. And they're like, who your people is? You know what I'm saying? And I tell them like, I'm such and such. And, my mom's is from such and such street. Yeah. And you might know my grandmother, you know what I'm saying, Miss Hattie. They're like, yeah, I know Miss Hattie. I went to school with her. You know what I'm saying? Once they find out, But anyway, I say that to say this, man, I could not wear like the company issue polo shirt because I couldn't get sales when I wore it. Exactly. So I had to wear a suit.
You had to wear a suit all the time.
Right. Because because when you talk to people about stuff like annuities and stuff like that, they want a professional in front of them. And even though a polo shirt is professional for nowadays, when you're dealing with people's money, people are like, yo, I need to see suit and tie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's right. And I tried it, Kev. I mean, I legit tried it. I tried the polo shirts and stuff.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm a good salesman, right? I feel like I'm a good, because I'm gonna be on time. I'm gonna be professional. I'm gonna answer all your questions. I'm gonna give you some references. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be available to you even afterwards, like if you have questions, right? But if I did that with a polo shirt on, most of the time I did not get sales. So I stayed in the suit and tie. You know what I'm saying? Just to make sure.
Polo shirts, and I know Ghetto Intellect will attest to this if he's listening or watching this. Polo shirts were made for when you're playing golf. That's what those polo shirts are made for, when you're playing golf.
Or tennis.
Or tennis.
That's what they were made for, because the first cat I think that really designed it was a brother. I can't remember. I think his name is Lacoste.
Okay, Lacoste. Yeah, exactly.
I think his name is Lacoste, and for tennis, but we've lost because no one has been able to pull some of these young folks aside and say, well, not give them our style, but style in general. Okay. You know,
so
to make you want to work towards something or impress somebody. Like I said, those cats, when you went out, they were trying to impress the ladies.
Yeah, right. Absolutely.
When I go out, whatever, it's about impressing the ladies. I don't want no dude saying nothing to me about my shoes, nothing like that. I could care less about your compliment.
Exactly.
Take it, but that's it.
Yeah, absolutely. So let me ask you guys this. So when we're since we're Knicks fans and everything, when before the game you see the pictures of everybody coming to the gym, to the arena, the day of a game. Do you have a problem with what they're wearing now, or should they be wearing suits?
You mean the coaches and the players?
No. Well, the players.
Well, it's funny you say that, because the late 90s guys, the Allen Iversons and people, him in particular.
Yeah.
They made the league have to, constitute a dress code because it was getting so bad.
Right.
It was getting everything, guys are wearing 4X, 5X. You were 190 pounds soaking wet, and you got on something that you could put in 2 or 3 people in.
That you could sleep in.
Like legit wearing a 5X Joe Namath jersey and Timberland boots and a 40-inch chain to a game.
Yeah, it got so bad that I remember, I commented on it at one point in time because his personal style and the way how he played, I had a problem with his game and personal style, AI. Yeah. And I remember saying, to a friend of mine way back when, I said, Herb Williams will be gainfully employed in this league when that man was out of the league looking for a job.
Right.
Okay? Right. And to this day, no team is gonna hire Allen Iverson because they don't forget your playing career is a lot shorter than your life outside of basketball.
And a lot shorter, yes.
Yeah. A lot of these guys, they came in at one point and then everyone started getting tattoo sleeves on their arm.
Yeah.
It just got don't get me wrong, I'm not knocking anyone for their chosen artwork that you put on your body. That's your body.
Right.
It's how you then project it, how you then carry it in a place of business. They had to constitute a dress code.
Yeah.
Like, it's game time. You know what I mean? You would think it's game time or it's going to be a big game time, national TV, and the cameras are always backstage.
Yeah.
to see the cats, coming in and out of the arena.
Yeah.
Even if you came in the arena and your warm up, you're jogging, whatever. Okay, that's different. I mean, you're ready for the game. You're mentally getting.
You're getting mentally for the game, right?
You're getting mentally ready for the game, but some of their outfits and their styles, it was just getting so bad that, and it's you could say it's ageism or whatever, but it was just to a point where, and you could see a lot of these young cats that were coming into the Miles and what's my guy down in Indiana, a lot of these cats,
Jermaine O'Neal,
and they had never, and like I said, it's a generational thing, but every game it became to a point where the chain you wore was swinging down in between your legs, kind of thing.
Right.
Everything, the style just got so just too much. It's like you're not even at the party. You come into your place of business dressed like this.
Right.
Do you think? Okay, so do you think? Like put it this way. I know LeBron. I know. Well, I'll just put him out there. I know he gets it. He treats this like his place of business. But like a lot of the right. But like a lot of other star I won't say stars, but ball players, I think don't comprehend that this is, your place of business, your job.
I think they do the most too. You know what I'm saying? I think they do the most, but they do it in a different way. Like the era that we just referenced, I call it the shiny suit era, because rappers the shiny suit era.
Shiny suit, okay.
Yeah, because rappers were wearing like the biggest watch face they could possibly find. The bezel was legit the size of a wall clock.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You like, that's ridiculous.
Right.
What are you talking about? That's ridiculous. But anyway, so when I started liking the game, I liked Walt Clyde Frazier. Like to me, I think Walt Clyde Frazier is one of the best things that ever happened to me as a boy. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Because when I saw Walt Clyde Frazier back then, he was the epitome of class, classy, and he was debonair and smooth. And then on the court, he was selfless and did all the dirty work. 7-time all NBA defense. You know what I'm saying? My guy could score, man. Multiple time All-Star, multiple time NBA champion, and he played point guard in the biggest city in the United States. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, Clyde was that I think Pledge Nice has a picture of Clyde as his avatar.
Yeah.
And it just sums up what cats like Clyde Frazier did. And even Michael Jordan coming to games.
Yes.
Yeah.
With suits and stuff on. And he had the biggest sneaker brand in the universe.
And
he wore dress shoes to a game.
Yes.
To a game. Absolutely.
And it's those guys that that used to do something. Gary Sheffield, to his credit, he said that every season coming in, all the young players that would come in, he would take them out and buy them a suit.
Okay.
Take them out, put some money in their pocket and so forth, and talk to them, kind of like an orientation, and he would buy a suit of clothes.
Right.
So just in case, you need to have a suit of clothes or whatever. And that's what a lot of these young cats are missing, is an older cat. I saw where Steven Jackson, Clyde said something about LeBron. It was either last season or the season before. I think it was last season. And Clyde didn't knock him personally, right? But it's a generational thing that he said as far as respecting the game. I think it had to do with him taking, days off, the whole, load management thing, right?
This was 2 years ago.
Right. Okay. So Clyde said something Steven Jackson then, he comes to LeBron's defense or whatever, and he not only comes to LeBron's defense, but he disrespects Clyde.
Right. Intentionally now.
Intentionally. Right. And he said something to the effect of, no one's rocking with you. I'm an 80s baby. I don't even remember you. Da. Plus the suits you wear or whatever. And I'm like, okay, you're a retired ball player now, and a lot of the young cats who are in today's game, they remember you, and look how you were talking about your elders.
Right.
Look how you're disrespecting your elders. Clyde didn't disrespect LeBron. Clyde just offered an opinion that as far as when he played and before he played and even a little after he played, how these guys didn't want to take games off and so forth. And you took it. LeBron didn't even say anything. I'm sure LeBron didn't even hear it.
Right.
But you took it in a way of, that it was a major disrespect. And then you were going to launch an attack on someone that's a pillar of the league.
Right.
A real pillar of the league. And if you don't rock with his style, okay, you don't rock with his style, but why would you be so disrespectful?
Right. Right. But the thing that Clyde was saying was not off base. So it's like the setup question, like say I'll say some if I say the difference between music today and music back in my day is that men respected women on record. Now I'm not saying because I don't think behaviors change. I think the behaviors are still the same. It's just generational. The way that you express those behaviors may be different. But at least in the music, like when you heard of Teddy Pendergrass talking about searching all around town for this one love, you know what I'm saying, and singing to the girl, like I've been working all week searching, and on my day off I'm searching all around town for the girl I love. It's different. It's different than Dr. Dre saying B's ain't S. You know what I'm saying?
And then you usher in an era of disrespect. There's always been ladies of the night or fast woman or whatever, or some but it's the style that you choose. The Ohio players, sweet sticky thing. It starts off, you just go from man to man. You just can't understand. Man. Continues. You see what I'm saying? The Whispers, Olivia. He's talking about the pimp game. Yeah. And how she gets caught up in the pimp game, and nowhere do you hear the B word. Right. The S word, the C word in there.
Yeah. AD, real quick. You mentioned Ohio players, Sweet Sticky Thing. That's my favorite cut from that group. All right, that's my favorite cut.
Because it's
keep going. over fire. Over fire.
Yes, man.
Ecstasy would be my joint from them.
Okay, all right, I can roll with that. But yes, Uncle Freeze. Sweet Sticky Thing, because
Sticky Thing is. You can play that on a Sunday, whatever, and the groove line is right there, and you're gonna be like there with it. But you see what I'm saying? It's like it was so geniusly done,
right? Yeah,
that you're talking about a subject matter which you're pretty much disrespecting someone, but you can sing along with it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
exactly.
Don't get me wrong. I'm a hip hop baby. I love those guys, Dre's and those guys. Well, there's a time and a place for everything.
Yep. But what I like about those guys is that they still pay homage to like your George Clintons, to all that.
That's the difference between these hip hoppers and those hip hoppers, all of the classic records that we love are sample cuts from those 70s and 60s artists and 50s artists.
Yes.
All of them, all of the great ones that we love. If you just turn to the back of the album, you'll see the sample cuts where they got them from.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. No, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. It's one of those deals where I understand that each generation expresses themselves differently. Because I'm like a Vietnam baby. Like my pops didn't go to Vietnam, but a lot of my friends, their pops and uncles and people went to Vietnam. So coming out of the Vietnam era, you know what I'm saying? Like the cats coming home, they came home with a lot of bad habits, right? Like some of it was drugs, some of it was alcohol, some of it was fiscally not being responsible, some of it was not knowing how to handle families at home. You know what I'm saying? But it was what it was. They didn't know how to express themselves, right? But at the same time, they brought other stuff home, like loyalty, like the loyalty aspect of like friends. When you made friends back then, those were your friends for life. Now we make friends and they friends for the moment. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like back then, if a joker was your friend back then, it's thick and thin. You know what I'm saying? Now you'll lose a friend if they don't like the post you put out there. He like, yo, why you tripping?
Yeah, man. They'll come after you in a heartbeat.
Right.
Heartbeat.
Right.
In a heartbeat. So, but then, right, you talk about friends. Then you have those fake friends that you have on Facebook.
Right.
You know?
Right.
They'll send you an invite and everything. You're like, yeah, sure, no problem. And you'll probably never hear from that person again.
Right.
Everything.
Right.
So, all right, let's get back to our Knicks, man.
Hey,
We gotta win tonight. We gotta win tonight, man.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing that's more important than the Orlando Magic, right? I'm gonna say this, and I know y'all gonna be. I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna go ahead and get you something to drink because I don't want y'all disrespecting me to my face. I'd rather y'all disrespect me behind my back.
And I gotta talk to you about what happened yesterday on Ron Cleveland's show towards the end. We gotta talk about that.
Yeah, we can. I mean, we got plenty of time, but
yeah.
So I'm here to tell you that I think Obi Toppin may be the worst first round draft pick of this era. Right?
Whoa!
Wow, that's a lot.
I think Obi Toppin may be the worst first round draft pick, worse than Frank Ntilikina. And so here's the reason why
I gotta talk about that too. I think you saw my tweet earlier today.
and so here's the thing. This is the reason why I say that. Right? Even though Frank was a bad draft pick, Frank brought a discernible skill to the table. Like even if he couldn't do anything else, he could defend. Right?
Yeah.
And so Kevin Knox. Obi is worse than Kevin Knox right now. Right? But if you give Kevin Knox time, he can score, right? If you give him time, he can put the ball in the basket, right? But with Obi Toppin, you don't know what he can do because he's not a good defender. He's not a good rebounder. He's not a good shooter. He's not a good passer. He's not a good facilitator. He's not a playmaker. He's not a great athletic player. And the reason why I say he's not a great athletic player is because you don't see enough of his athletic plays to say that he's a great athletic player, right? So with that said, I think Obi may be the worst first round pick the Knicks have made in this modern era of Knicks fandom.
I won't say the worst, but I think he's tied with my man that we picked right after Steph Curry. What was his name?
No, that was a different generation ago. You talking about Jordan Hill?
Yeah, Jordan Hill.
That was 13 years ago. I'm talking about in the last 5 years.
Game film? Is there even game film on Jordan Hill?
I don't know. I don't. I don't know. Is there game tape of Jordan Hill as a Knick? I'm not sure.
I remember a lot of useless games, and I can't remember him ever playing in our uniform. I can't.
But Cornerstone Cav, he may be better than Obi Toppin. He may be better than Obi. Tell me this. When you watch Obi Toppin play, right? When you watch Obi Toppin play, what is the discernible skill that he brings to the table? Hey, I'm gonna back out of the way and get me something to drink. I'll be right
back. I don't know, man.
What's the discernible skill? Somebody tell me
Look, I don't want to make excuses for the kid, and it's not my style to really trash our players pretty much. I can't answer Uncle Freeze's question. The only thing I will say is I'm gonna go on a limb and say that I think with him missing, with no summer league, with no real training camp, with his injury that he had that kept him out some games, I don't think he got I know it's going back again. I know it's a cliche, and I'm sorry, but without the proper development, but then people are going to say, well, he should have been already developed, be developed because he's an older player. He's 23 years. Is he 23? Is he 23, AD?
He just turned 23.
Just turned 23. Okay. As an older player, that he should have been already seasoned. That's the word, seasoned, and everything. But that's all I can really, give, because AD, he looks lost, man. He looks lost.
Here's my thing with Obi. And I liked Obi. I wanted them to draft Obi, so I have to stay consistent with it.
Right.
I'm gonna give any first-year player a mulligan as long as I see that you have a certain type of energy towards playing.
That's respectable. That's respectable.
Yeah,
that's good. That's respectable.
From day one, I never, in comparing him and Knox, I never saw that energy from Knox. That
right.
Yeah, even though I'll run around, I'll be lost in it. Knox never gave me that feeling like he has that energy, that fight, like it's burning him up inside. I take a look at Obi, like when he's leaving the court after getting yanked out, 2 minutes into a game, 30 seconds. I've seen him play for as much as a minute and get yanked out of the game immediately.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. It's one of those things with Obi where come this off season, you got to put the work in.
Right.
To get better.
Right.
And while he's playing in season right now, the one thing that I would stress to him is when you're in the game, hit the boards. Hit the boards. Try and get as many offensive and defensive rebounds as you can.
Right.
Be usable.
Right. Because we've seen flashes where he has hit the boards. We've seen flashes of it, but I think his awareness on defense, and Sim brought this up too, his footwork. I'm gonna be honest. I really don't understand when you're talking about footwork, pretty much. But Sim is always talking about how his footwork is not his
footwork is horrible. He's very stiff. He's very stiff in the hips.
Okay,
and he's the kind of player that, if you with a very good offensive player, and you call that ISO, you can get him in a pump fake and you can get a cheap foul and go to the line on him. If you miss 5-6 shots in a row and you get that that screen to where one man has to go to the other guy you're guarding or whatever, and you're alone with him on the island, because I've seen it happen to him several times, and you give him that pump fake or something to that effect, he'll give up the cheap play because right now he doesn't have that skill set. His footwork, some of the things that I would, suggest for him is, take some dancing classes.
Take some dancing classes, yeah.
Yeah, take exactly. some dancing. Anything that's going to get your lower half moving left to right and so forth, and being more fluid in your hips, because your mid is where you get your strength and your coordination from, and he doesn't have it right now. He's up to me. I don't see him the way how Freezy sees him.
Right. Okay? Right.
Like the person I look at as the worst thing I've seen was Sweetney.
I forgot about him. Yes. Yes.
It was Michael Sweetney.
I forgot about him.
For the mere fact that he showed up in a uniform and he looked like the cat, or even worse, that we cut like 2 games. What was his name this year?
Yeah. What was his name? Oh, jeez.
The first time they rolled him out on the court, then they cut him the next day. I'm like, so you didn't see him in practice? You didn't see what he looked like in practice? You didn't see that he was grotesquely out of shape and so forth, that you weren't going to be able to use this gentleman, and better yet, and I know some teams don't like to do this, there's nothing wrong with the D League.
No.
There's nothing wrong with refining getting your player some reps, where he can get his confidence going. Because right now he doesn't have his confidence.
Well, let me ask you this, AD. Let me ask you this. Because we're always throwing out. Oh, and that player was Amari Spellman. That's the one you were talking about. Everything. Yeah, that's the one you're talking about. We're always talking about spending time in the G League. But do you think, like, let's say lottery picks 1 through 10, if you did do that to that player, do you think that player would take it as a knock, or would he take it? Because it's easy to put I can't pronounce his name. Ignas Bragana's in the G League. It's easy to put him in there, but somebody that's like in the top 10, like an OB, do you think that would be a knock on his confidence?
At first, maybe, but from where he came from to his journey and how he got to the NBA, this is a kid, from everything that I researched and learned about him, it was all about hard work.
Yeah.
And him being a late bloomer, so to speak.
Right.
Working to one day becoming college player of the year, being drafted overall, top 10 overall player and so forth. So if he takes that stand where it's going to be a knock and it's going to crush him, and not work hard to fight back, to get back here, I got news for you, young man. You're going to be in China.
Absolutely.
You're going to be in Europe here and sitting on their bench, because they're not going to allow you to play just because. Right. And in those professional leagues, they don't have players who are scoring abundance of points and stuff like that. They do a shared. They're a socialistic system straight through.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
How some of these scouts find the diamonds out there when there's guys who are scoring 5, 6, 8, and 10 points a night, and that's it, playing 25 minutes a game. How they see the diamonds and that a player is a real player is beyond me. Yeah. Like, seriously.
Yeah.
The only player who was a major force that I can remember is Luka.
Yeah.
He's the only like 20-point something scorer that I remember out there that was being touted. And even when him coming over, he still had his, little things about him that the scouts and stuff were talking about. But when we see him on display, it's like, okay, those things are one thing.
Right.
So, but for Obi, it's just hard work. Got to keep working hard. Got to keep working hard.
Yeah, and I'm just told by Allah Wise. Thanks so much for sending that. The G League is over anyway for the season, so he just has to keep what you just said. AD got to keep working out and everything.
And pick your chin up.
Yeah, pick your chin up. Pick your chin up. Yes, absolutely.
No one said it. No one said it. This was going to be easy.
That's true.
This is the professional league. They give you a professional check. Yeah. Go home. Watch film.
Yeah.
Work on your game.
Right.
Keep working on your game. Watch specific. What another thing I would suggest to him is, when the coaches and stuff are talking to you about upcoming games and so forth, look who your potential matchups are going to be against.
Right. Even if that's against Even if that's a person that eventually you'll be matched up with. Look at that game. Yeah,
absolutely. Find out if who in their bigs had an injury, who in their bigs is coming off COVID, who in whatever, and go try and play as hard as possible.
Yeah.
And I know it's tough, but this is the professional leagues, and other teams are watching you because why? They know the Knicks at some point in time are gonna try and trade you.
Yeah. Yep.
At some point in time, the Knicks, because is Julius Randle going anywhere?
Nope.
No, he's not.
No, he's not. RJ Barrett's not going anywhere. I don't know about the other guys, but those two in general are not going anywhere. And it's just unfortunate that Julius Randle holds the position that you're holding.
Yes.
But AD, let me ask you this. And in the chat as well. Let's say if Randall wasn't on the team and they threw Obi out, put him in the starting lineup. Do you think he would be the same as he is now, or do you think he would have had more success? Or do you think that he would have been swallowed up?
I think he'd be the same. He don't do nothing good, Ted.
Freeze. Hold up, freeze. Now you went to go and get something, and me and AD was having a great conversation, and then you come in.
I was listening.
Well, you know what? You stay there. I'm listening to AD. Yeah, I'm listening to AD because AD got the knowledge. But you got the knowledge too and everything. But AD, let me hear what you say. Yeah.
I think that it would still be more of the same, but he'd have a few more opportunities.
Okay.
He would still have a few more opportunities, but the coach would still be ragging on him. He would still be pulling him out for certain situations.
Right.
So it would still be a learning curve. But for the mere fact that he'd have more minutes, he may do a little bit better, but still showing the same deficiencies.
Now, someone in the chat. Let me see where it was. Right. Okay. Harlem Girl. Who's Harlem Girl? I don't even know who Harlem Girl is, but okay. Harlem Girl says, with no real point guard playing in a slow down system, he got the wrong coach. So, do you agree with that, Uncle Freeze?
No. I don't. I don't, because you can't change systems and leadership for a new employee.
Yeah. Right.
That's right. Yeah, that hit it on the button.
I used to follow along with he needs another point guard. Don't get me wrong, our point guard situation is not ideal, but some of it is how they deploy him, but some of it is also what he's ready for.
Okay.
He's not ready for like when I watch him, he's what they use to set that high screen above the 3-point line.
Yeah.
They're never using him close to the pinch point post in that area where Mitch knows to cut to the hole and Noel knows to cut to the hole to get that dunk. They never use him in that area. Because why? He's not ready yet for that piece, or they don't think he's ready for that piece.
Right.
Where he could use his athleticism. You know, he'll get a post up opportunity here and there, but he'll start his post up from above the free throw line. Right. He doesn't understand the angles yet and how to back his man down. You know, where when you're getting that cross screen, like where to pin your man down, pin a guard down. You're 6'9", 6'10", and your opportunity to pin down a 6'2", 6'3", 6'4", 6'5" guy, and you let them push you all the way out.
Right.
Yeah, I agree with you with that.
And some of it, to me, I think a lot of Obi's issue is straight line explosion, right? So I think he's got verticality, but some of that stuff when you catch the ball at the free throw line and the lane is open. Hey, Obi, how about try to go to the hole and finish strong right there? You know what I'm saying? You're looking to pass that ball back out to a Alec Burks or whoever. Nah, man. Hey, you get the ball, the lane is open. How about you try to go yamming? How about that, Obi?
Your face-up game. He hasn't showed any kind of face-up opportunity. He'll like try to immediately go to the post or take an awkward jumper. Like your face-up game, these are things you learned in the playground early.
Right.
Like you're early. You're guarding me. You know. Okay. Let me show you what I can do.
Right.
None of that.
Yeah. The other thing is, I swear this 3-point line is can be such a detriment to teams that are not good from the.
It's hurt the game. It has hurt the game in a lot of ways. Once we got the D'Antoni system, to where pretty much every team is running some version of the D'Antoni system, to where guys are, you know, they're spacing out the floor. I call it the Kevin Knox line. He goes right there and he stays right there.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
On the opposite side, the other guy goes right there and he stays right there. Do you know how many times I've seen when the ball is reversed and that guy in the corner gets that shot, and there's at least 4 or 5 seconds there, they opt to shoot it. It's never a pump fake. Okay?
Never pump fake.
It's never something where you're tricking the defense into getting a cheap foul on you so you can go to the free throw line.
Right.
It's always 99.9% of the time opting to shoot. It's almost like they're gonna get fined if they don't take that corner 3.
Right.
And the thing about it, AD, to your point, when he's facing up, if he's facing up like outside the 3-point line, I'm sure he can knock that shot down with enough reps instead of having the mentality of saying I have to, shoot the 3.
But Kev, the thing I'm asking, and instead of like, because I did the deep dive the other day with this Obi Toppin thing, right? Uh-huh. But my question is, what does Obi Toppin do good?
Right now,
nothing.
He's a live young body.
That's it, man.
That has energy.
That's
right.
it.
Right. But is he gonna be a lockdown defender? I don't see that. Is he gonna be a rim protector, shot blocker?
But hard work, because remember, let's look at Julius last year. Julius was a horrible defender last year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Horrible defender. And he had been in the league 6 years already. Look at Julius this year, defensively. Not talking about offensively. Yeah, he's not killing anybody or, stopping people like that, but he's always in the play.
He's a willing defender.
Yeah,
So
he frustrated
Sabonis.
Sabonis. Yeah.
yes, and so he learned some things from his development and watching tapes and stuff from last year.
Right.
You see, when I've heard Sim, kind of talk about Obi because he's an older rookie. I've seen older rookies come in the game.
Right.
Dennis Rodman was like 24, 25 when he came in the league.
Right.
He was an older rookie, but still a young man.
Right.
Hold on 1 second. CPD artist, get on here, all right? So we can bust on you, all right? Get on here. CPD artist says Jeff Green will tell you that Jersey's defense is trash. Wow. Get on his CP.
I mean, his defense is he's not all world, but look at him in comparison to what he was last year.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah,
exactly.
Last year, much more. He's not a turnstile anymore. He's putting in the effort. You can see it. He's putting in the effort. All of the team is putting in the effort because this coach demands it.
Exactly. All right, CP said I can't. I'm in the office. All right, you get a reprieve right now, but you make sure that you come on when you can.
Right.
Love you, bro.
So I wanted to also say so a point I touched on, and I'm gonna get back to this Obi Toppin thing because it's crazy. But so I'm working with CP the artist, working on branding for the Blarn's Tears YouTube channel. So shout out to CP the artist. Eventually we're gonna roll out some stuff. He texted me way earlier in the morning than I expect. CP artist up at the crack of dawn, texting people. CP, hey, CP, you need to get a life, or you need. But so we'll probably be rolling out the Blarn's Tears stuff this week, the stuff for the channel.
Okay.
This week.
So I got to get stuff from you. I got to get stuff from Ron Cleveland, and I got to get stuff from Sim, from Nothing But Knicks, and I also got to get a hat from CP at Knicks Fan TV.
Yeah, so we're probably gonna be doing all that stuff. But Kev, what I wanted to do, and I know you're a busy man, right? But you were suggested by one of the fan favorites here on the channel to do a show, and I was like, I don't know what Kev's schedule is like. You know what I'm saying? So in case you hadn't noticed, we have a couple of shows. Well, we have 3 shows that we're working on. They're in production stage now. There's Knicks versus, and I think I put the link to Knicks versus in the chat already. There's, I'm sorry, not Knicks versus, but Knicks freestyle with Free Keith and the Ghetto Intellect. There's Knicks versus with Chuck B, and then there's the Pick and Roll podcast with me and Hoodie Cab, right? And so what we wanted to do is have you come on with us to do the Pick and Roll podcast, where we just talking about general NBA stuff, just stuff around, and it ain't long, man. It's like 25 minutes of just talking about like potential trades, potential buyout market stuff.
Well, you got my number, right?
No.
You sure?
I'll DM you on Twitter.
Okay.
I'll DM you my number.
I thought I sent it, and that's why I thought I sent it to you on Twitter on
I'll
DM. Okay.
I'll double check.
All right. Yeah,
but what we want to do is just do some, but we also have this I have another channel called Chop It Up, and so some of the stuff that we spoke about today, I want to get you in AD if we can. If our schedules can line up, maybe if we get like an hour to talk about, relevant topics like what we just talked about a little while ago.
Yes.
Man, people love it. Maybe not this audience here.
Yeah.
But man, when I put the stuff out there for Chop It Up, they are legit like, how come you don't do this more often? and I legit have to tell them, well, I live stream on a YouTube channel twice a day have a full time, thing that I'm trying to do. And I have this lady that kind of halfway like me, so I got to spend some time with her too. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I really don't have.
Hey man, where your ladies somewhat likes you, I'm on the last edge with mine because she's like, "You're doing another podcast. You're doing another podcast."
Right.
And I'm trying. I said, "But it's the Knicks, man. It's the Knicks.
Yeah.
This is the only platform that we've had in years that where we can express what it is we do.
Right.
Everybody understands that, but her."
Hey, right.
I'm waiting an hour on somebody's radio program to get told what you should be thinking.
Yes.
In 30 seconds, and then get ridiculed because how you feel. I mean, a person feels the way they feel, even if you don't agree with them.
Right.
And so the thing with Chop It Up, man, is it's free form and it's conversational, kind of like this, but it's definitely what it is and so the demographic is different. The demographic there is somewhere between 40, 50, 60, 70-year-olds talking about things that are today and of yesteryear.
Yep.
Like when you talk about like how you couldn't slam somebody's car door, that was real.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like how you had to come straight home and take your church clothes off and take care of them. Yeah, that was real.
Take care of them, hang them up and everything.
Right. That was real. And people like to talk about that. Like people like to talk about, how men of my age need to be more of a role model to people my age and younger by not just speaking positive stuff, but modeling positivity everywhere I go. And so the people that are older than me, like the men that are older than me, they get on me with this. They say stuff like, Uncle Freezy, you got to communicate better with generations that are younger than you. You have to pass this message along that things have to be done a certain type way. You can't live life by the seat of your pants and stuff like that. And so by doing Chop It Up, that's my way to relay that message, not just by slick talk that may or talk to them in a way that might relate, but by saying stuff like, man, when I was young, Sidney Poitier was that dude. And they're like, Sidney Poitier, who is that?
Exactly. They don't know who he is. They don't know who he is.
Right. And then that gave me that time to, explain who he is, why what he was doing was important, and why it's important for me to continue to do those things that he did back then. Like no lie. I went to this function, right? I was dressed up, had my black suit on. And instead of wearing black dress shoes, right, I had on black Jordan 11s, right?
Mm-hmm.
The young fellas was like, "Oh man, Uncle Freezy, you fly!" And the old timers was like, "Man, why you mess that suit up with them sneakers, with them tennis shoes?" And I'm like, "These ain't tennis shoes, bro." He's like, "No, man, those tennis shoes." Like, no, these are not tennis shoes, man. Michael Jordan doesn't play tennis in these shoes. You know what I mean? You know what I mean by when I say tennis shoes? And so they like, so one generation is like, "Oh man, that's so fly. That's so dope." And then the other generation is like, "Man, why you mess that up? That suit is nice." And you wear some gym shoes. I'm like, they ain't gym shoes, man. These shoes cost me $240. And they're like, "You paid $240 for that? I'd have did something else with my money." And the old timers be like, "I could have fixed up the car in my yard with $240. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But it's a different
generation.
So gents, I gotta go, man. My back is killing me. I hurt my back.
Yeah, I gotta go too, man. But AD, man,
all right,
if you can come on Sim's show, man, that'd be great, man. Come on Sim's show.
I meant to ask you because I'm a member.
Yeah.
I never know how to log in because I meant to come on once or twice before, but I never know how to log in.
All right. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna hit you in a private chat right here, and I'm gonna give you. Let me give you a number and everything of how we get in. And but I'm you know what? Let me check it out with him first. Let me check it out with him first.
Yeah,
Right.
definitely.
And but right now I'm gonna give you my phone number on here as well, and we can text go back and forth and everything, and
Right.
we'll go from there. But yeah,
second.
yeah, no, well, I'm doing it in a private chat, so and everything. So but yeah, Matt, I'm gonna send you my
On Twitter.
I'm gonna do it on Twitter. I'm gonna DM you on Twitter.
Right.
And we'll go from there. It all matters on what time it is and everything. Because right now that I'm working from home,
Right.
but I know that's going to change once these restrictions are lifted and we'll be able to go back to the office and everything. So, and then at night,
Hope that day never comes.
I hope that day never comes either.
Right.
I'm with you, AD. I'm with you, AD.
We're kind of used to it.
Yes,
We're kind of
absolutely. But yeah, I'm doing that right now, AD, and doing it right now.
So what's your prediction for tonight's game while we work on that?
Oh, it's a must win for us. We got to win this. We
It's
have
a
to
win.
win this.
Right.
It's a win. I think we're getting a win. I think we're absolutely.
Yeah.
And I was so because I still listen even when I don't come on, obviously. But those last two games
were winnable.
In the morning. Oh my God, it took a lot out of me. Because I just thought we were getting those wins.
Right.
You know what I mean? I thought for certain. I mean, one of the games, well, the Brooklyn game, I was in Brooklyn. Oh yeah, I went because I don't really leave my house like that during this pandemic unless we got a situation. But me and my brothers and my family members, we went out, so they picked a spot in Brooklyn. So I'm like, all right, cool, no problem. And we met up in front of the Barclays Center.
Okay.
I'm feeling myself water. I'm outside in front of the Barclays Center. I'm talking all kind of rubbish. You hear me? Good. I'm pointing out the homeless people carts that are lined up in front of the Barclays Center.
Yes, sir.
And I'm like, I can't believe this place has come to this. Like, mind you, I never make fun of homeless people, but that day, I was just absolutely ready for war. Just absolutely. And coming home after that game, I took it as, stepping stone. But that Philly game, when we were up 7, and all of a sudden we ran out of gas.
We were up 9.
Right.
About 4 minutes to go, and we ran out of gas. I was like, "Oh no! I know. I need a mental reprieve. I need
reprieve, right? Yeah. I was the same way.
Woo!
Right.
I was the same. Yeah, I was the same way.
Yeah, I think I know we're getting this win tonight. No think about it. We're getting this win tonight.
Right. And so just want to say shout out to Sam Russell, part of the NBK fam. So we're all in this symbiotic relationship representing for my guy. You know what I'm saying? He's like the podfather of all of this stuff. Legion of Knicks, Die Hard Knicks podcast, Ron Cleveland, man, a whole bunch of us. So shout out to Sam. Sam, when you gonna come on the show, bro? I mean, listen, I'm the legit the redhead stepchild. Sam Russell don't even come on this joint. He don't even mention me.
I'm going to get him on that. I'll get on him about that. I'll get him on that. Yeah.
On Foxy show has his show.
What is that? Yeah.
No, he starts Monday.
He starts Monday.
Oh, okay.
Monday at 12 o'clock.
Monday at 12 o'clock.
Monday at 12 o'clock. Right.
Okay.
Right. And so tomorrow, but for the Knicks morning drive, I'll try to be on time, and we're gonna have Jonathan Macri from Knicks Film School on tomorrow.
Okay.
So he'll be on tomorrow. Really, really good guy, man. We
very good guy.
Have
very
a decent relationship.
Yes.
I'm gonna get. So Macri, if you watch it, I gotta get on you for the easy questions that you asked Julius Randle, right? In the post game press conferences. And so what I was gonna tell him, I have a question written down, right, for Macri to ask Julius Randle. and it goes a little something like this. So Julius, the new cafeteria worker, cuts your tuna fish sandwiches in triangles instead of halves, right? Did the fact that you ate your tuna fish sandwich in a triangle instead of a half affect the way that you played against the Brooklyn Nets?
You ain't right. You ain't not right, man.
No, because the other reporters ask these hard hitting questions, right?
Yeah,
They like, Tibbs, are you going to start Emmanuel quickly or not?
Uh-huh.
Right. And so I just want Macri to ask my question, like Frank, how do you feel? Frank? How do you feel about fried chicken Friday? You know what I'm saying? And that's what I want to ask her. I want some hard hitting questions to be asked to these guys. None of those
and Unc, I gotta tell AD, I don't know if you heard me yesterday, but I was on a rampage talking about how I'm done with Frank. I've kind of eased up on that now, thanks to Ron from Cleveland and Jay Boogie. They said when you roll with somebody, you got to stay in their corner, thick and thin. I mean,
Frank is just not a reliable offensive player.
Yeah, and they were telling me that too. They were telling me that as well.
Yeah, it's not first nature to him, but defensively, he can affect the game. Right. You know, in short spurts. The one thing that I've liked with Tibbs is he hasn't put him in a place of leading the offense. He's not a point guard.
No,
not for this team.
Yeah,
you can bring him in.
Yeah, and the thing about it, AD, is I don't know back years ago when I don't know what Phil was thinking about when he drafted him before that. I think he just wanted to screw us. And
I think Phil drafted him in minds of a triangle. See, the triangle, again, that's not a point guard system neither.
Right.
That's not a pick and roll, you dive to the court. No, you're playing, it's a triangle on one side, and then it's off the ball activity on the other, and you move the ball kind of sort of, and you reset another triangle, but if you don't watch yourself, with that, the shot clock will eat up, and you won't get a good shot if you don't understand the principles of the triangle.
Right.
See what I'm saying? But it lends itself to guards who are a certain height, certain body. Okay. So he kind of picked like another Ron Harper-ish kind of guard,
and that's who that look. Yes, you're absolutely right. Absolutely right.
But Ron Harper was a prolific scorer at one point in time in his career.
Yeah. Oh, he used to give Jordan the business. Yeah. When he played for the Cavaliers. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. All those guys that he had in these systems, they could play offensively. The Kobe's, the Fishers, the Harper, the Jordans, Pete Myers.
Yeah, Pete Myers. Wow. Yeah,
they had some form of an offensive game.
Kobe Bryant.
You see what I'm saying? It's hard for Frank because it's not second nature to him. The first deficiency I saw with Frank when they were touting him as a top player, and I remember watching him, his dribble, his handle. That was the first thing I saw. I said, no, I'm gonna have to get him in with God, Sham God, and you have to work on his handle because his handle was so bad. His handle was so high.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
So that's again another work in progress.
Yeah. I see what you're saying. But the thing about it, what Jay Boogie was telling me was that when you don't. Jay Boogie, that's my man. My man.
I love some Jay Boogie now.
He was telling me how just because a player is going through a rough time or is not the player that you thought he was, and you were still rolling with him, you don't just give him up because
or person
Yeah.
Or a person.
Yeah, or a person and
You
everything.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Person, player.
Yeah.
You know, because people are going to go through rough spots, man, and you can't throw them away when they go through the rough spots.
Right.
You got to kind of stay there with them. So,
right.
Support
You
is
can't way necessarily, but it's not personal. And this is still a team in progress. It's team construction.
Yeah.
You see,
Exactly.
if we traded Frank tomorrow, doesn't mean that we didn't like him. It means that we thought we can get a better piece.
Right.
So I'm with y'all.
Yeah.
I'm with y'all, but yeah,
so that's
I
it.
gotta.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I gotta run, man, so I can take something.
AV, did you get that? I sent that to you. Did you see that? Okay.
I got that, sir. Gentlemen, it's been a pleasure always. Uncle
As always, AD.
Uncle Freezy, you're up until 3 o'clock this morning. I was listening to the show. I'm like, when is Freezy getting on?
Right. And you know what? And so I told Cav, I was like, Cav, we're gonna do 1:30 on the dot. And then what happened is chatterboxes don't know when to wrap up. When you put two chatterboxes together,
that's a problem.
They just don't know when to wrap up. But hey, appreciate you, bro. Appreciate y'all, man. Y'all have a good day.
Love y'all. Yeah, you too. Take care. Go Knicks.
Let's go Knicks.